Hello everyone, today we are going to see about agonist and antagonist in pharmacology. In pharmacology there are two basic terms which are almost we will see in almost every topic. So let's see about that. First let's see the definition of agonist and antagonist. First, agonist. Agonist is a substance that binds to a specific receptor and produces stimulatory response, and it also contains its own activity or intrinsic activity or therapeutic activity. So agonist is a substance that can bind to a receptor and produces stimulatory function, and it also contains intrinsic activity. This is about agonist. Next, antagonist. Antagonist is a substance that binds to specific receptor and prevent the action of agonist, but itself it does not contain any intrinsic activity or therapeutic activity. So simple, agonist is an actual drug because it produces a response, it produces an actual response on its own. So it is called agonist. But on the other hand, antagonist is a substance that only can prevent the action of agonist, but itself it does not produce any effects. For example, adrenaline is a agonist at beta adrenergic receptor or alpha adrenergic receptor. So adrenaline is a natural neurotransmitter present in our body. So it is a natural agonist at adrenergic receptors. If we see the antagonist, propranolol is an antagonist at beta adrenergic receptors. Like this, there are many other examples are present. Let's see a few of that. In GABA receptor, diazepam is the agonist while beta carotene is an antagonist. Similarly, morphine is the agonist at opiate receptor while naloxone, naltrexone are opioid antagonist, or they are antagonist at opiate receptor. So like this, in each and every topic there will be agonist and antagonist. So that much important this topic is. And also in agonist there are two subdivisions are present or two subtopics are present. One is partial agonist, second one is inverse agonist. Let's see about that. First, partial agonist. What is partial agonist? Let's see the definition. Partial agonist is a substance that binds to a receptor but it produces low intrinsic activity. That means the partial agonist has activity but it is not up to the level as pure agonist. So it will produce agonistic action but only a limited action or low action. So simply it is called partiality, so that it is called partial agonist. Next, inverse agonist. So inverse means completely opposite, agonist means agonism producing substance. So let's see the definition. Inverse agonist are drugs or substance that binds to a receptor and produce opposite actions to that of a pure agonist. If pure agonist is producing one set of action, this inverse agonist will produce the opposite set of actions. For example, if pure agonist is producing skeletal muscle relaxation action, this inverse agonist will produce skeletal muscle contractory action. Similarly, if pure agonist is producing miosis in eye, this inverse agonist will produce mydriasis. Similarly, if whatever pure agonist is producing, the opposite action this inverse agonist will produce. So that's why it is called inverse agonist. So these are all about agonist and antagonist in pharmacology. If you want to see example, for partial agonist, pentazocine is a partial agonist at mu opiate receptor. So mu opiate receptor, there are so many agonists are present, pure agonist, but pentazocine will bind to the receptor and produce only low or minimal intrinsic activity. So that is why pentazocine is called a partial agonist of opiate receptors. Example for inverse agonist, if we see the GABA receptor, diazepam is a pure agonist because it will bind to the receptor and produce stimulatory actions like inducing sleepiness, then also reducing anxiety, reducing muscle contraction, which will result in skeletal muscle relaxation, and also anticonvulsant action. There are so many actions for diazepam, but it all pure agonistic activity. So what is the inverse agonist? Beta carotene category. So this is a category which is called inverse agonist of GABA receptor because it produces actions that is completely opposite to diazepam, which is a pure agonist. For example, diazepam produces sleepiness while beta carotene does not induce sleep, while diazepam produces muscle relaxation, Beta carolines produce muscle contraction, and also it will produce anticonvulsant action, it will produce convulsant action. So that is why it is called inverse agonist, while diazepam is a pure agonist. So this is an example for inverse agonist. Let's summarize it. Agonist is a substance that bind to a receptor and produce a stimulatory function, and it has the intrinsic activity. Antagonist is a substance that binds to a receptor and prevent the action of agonist, but itself it does not contain any intrinsic activity. So this is all about agonist and antagonist. So if you want to see these kind of videos, you can subscribe to this channel and also press the bell icon in order to get notifications whenever I am uploading a new video. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye from Vasant.